play with M and you coach with Phil and work with Kobe. What's the difference between those two, in your opinion?
Right hand.
Why?
Well, Kobe would be going to the line to shoot 2. MJ was going to shoot and 1.
Mm-hmm. And I've got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit that I have ever heard. Everyone's laughing, by the way, but it's true because everybody's heard it too. Everyone heard it, right? They look at all, everyone's like, yeah, big piece of dog shit.
I'm not letting people revise history. I'm not letting people come on and talk about Kobe like Kobe wasn't one of the best that not only played, but that came in as a 17-year-old against grown men. Not everybody could be Kobe.
There's been a growing debate among real basketball fans lately, the slow death of the mid-range game. Back in the day, legends like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, and Tracy McGrady dominated that 15 to 20-foot zone with flawless footwork, fadeaways, and wonderful pull-ups that defined basketball artistry. But now, the rise of analytics has changed the game completely. It's either a three-pointer or a layup, nothing in between. Imagine if Kobe played the same way today. Social media would probably label him inefficient for taking those shots. That's where the real issue lies. Dismissing the mid-range means disrespecting an entire generation that mastered it. It was never just about numbers. It was about rhythm, timing, and confidence, things that don't show up in stats. And as DeMar DeRozan keeps proving, when the pressure's on, that so-called inefficient shot still wins games.
Any championship team that you've watched win a championship, they win the game in the mid-range.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
I don't give a fuck who it is. I don't give a how many threes you shoot.
The sad truth is that many young fans never got to witness that beautiful side of basketball. They grew up believing the game began with Steph Curry's logo threes, not realizing there was once an era where the mid-range ruled the court. To the real ones, that shot wasn't just another scoring option. It was a weapon, a statement of skill and mastery. And no one embodied that art better than Kobe Bryant. Today, if there's anyone still carrying that torch with pride, it's DeMar DeRozan. He's not just keeping the mid-range alive, he's protecting a legacy, preserving the craft that Kobe himself passed down to him.
I had the luxury at 16, 17 years old to work with Kobe.
Yep.
You know, so I had that cheat code to really just sit there and lock in and listen to him and really break down details and small movements and learn how to play in the phone booth and be able to get your shot off. You know what I mean? So I learned that early on.
Shaquille O'Neal recently stirred up controversy once again, this time taking a subtle shot at Kobe Bryant. Shaq claimed Kobe only shined because defenses focused on him, even suggesting he could have won more championships if he had teamed up with players like Tracy McGrady or Stephen Curry instead. That's not confidence, that's a clear dig. But not everyone kept quiet. Kyrie Irving noticed the growing disrespect, from the media, from rankings, and even from other legends, and he finally snapped.
I'm not letting people revise history. I'm not letting people come on and talk about Kobe like Kobe wasn't one of the best that not only played, but that came in as a 17-year-old against grown men. And by the time this man was 22 years old, he had a few championships and he was busting the best of the best ass. If y'all don't knock that shit off, I'm talking to y'all at home, the fucking media talking heads, the ones that casually throw names around like, bro, if you don't knock it off, you weren't like that. It's okay. Not everybody could be Kobe. Not everybody could wear those size, you know what I mean, size shoes that he had. Yeah, I'm not going down into detail about this because what's said on the internet and the digital space is said. It's the internet. But when it comes to real respect and real recognizing real, this man, Kobe Bean Bryant, is immortalized not just because of his basketball. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, this man, he is way bigger because of the character, because of what we witnessed him go through. We didn't care if we didn't care about certain failures. The real Kobe fans didn't care about the failures. They didn't care about the naysayers. The real Kobe fans, the real Mamba fans that I'm talking to didn't care about who he was competing with. We know who fucked with Kobe and who didn't. I know who fucked with Kobe and who didn't. I'm not gonna say I knew Kobe the best at all. I won't say that. You know, I'm not gonna disrespect all his relationships. I'm not gonna do that. But what I will say is put respect. Put respect where it's due, y'all. We know who Kobe fucked with.
Kyrie fired back, reminding everyone who Kobe really was. He came into the NBA as a 17-year-old kid, going head-to-head with fully grown veterans, and by the age of 22, he already had multiple championship rings. Even Dwayne Wade, a Hall of Famer who faced Kobe on the court, couldn't stay silent. Seeing Kobe ranked as low as number 11 wasn't just off, it was downright disrespectful.
Ask us hoopers who played against Cole, we talking, all of us gonna talk top three. Like we all gonna talk top three if you played against Mamba. But from someone's opinion that's never played against Kobe, has never played a game of basketball at the level that we played at, having him at 11, okay. Why am I up in arms about something like that? I remember when Kobe was alive. They had rankings when he played in the league and they had him low. I remember one year and Kobe addressed it. Like, who is these idiots? Like, why would I listen to these idiots? And I'm not calling the person who did this an idiot, but what I'm saying is when someone does something like that, Kobe was like, this is idiotic to me.
Kyrie Irving made it clear. This debate isn't just about rankings or stats. It's about what Kobe stood for, his impact on the game, the culture, and the millions he inspired. Kyrie wasn't just defending Kobe's basketball greatness. He was defending his mindset, his work ethic, and his legacy. And the reason it hit so close to home, because to Kobe, Kyrie wasn't just another young talent. He was family.
Like you had MJ, who would be that mentee for you?
Yeah, I have a few of them. Kyrie certainly. I mean, I remember sitting on the couch at home after Cleveland came back from that 3-1 deficit and beat Golden State. And then my phone rings and it's FaceTime call. And I'm like, I hate FaceTime calls. Like, don't FaceTime call me, unless it's my family, right? But it's Kyrie. Like, all right, let me pick it up. I pick it up, and Kyrie's in the locker room celebrating on FaceTime. Like, dude, it worked. Your advice worked. You know what I mean? Like, he's completely freaking out. He's like, hey, Gigi. And Gigi's like, hey, congratulations. He's like, oh my God. And like champagne spilling all over the place. So I was really, really proud of him. But so I'd say Kyrie's probably the one I'm closest.
Kyrie didn't hold back. He said, we never cared about Kobe's failures. Real fans stood by him. We knew who Kobe was. And we saw who faked their love once he was gone. The message couldn't have been clearer. Put some respect on Kobe's name. Stop the comparisons. Stop the disrespect. Just tell the truth. Kobe was built different. And when the talk shifts to rings, that's where fans usually go wrong. Everyone loves to shout how many rings he got, as if that's the only thing that defines greatness. But here's the reality. Rings don't tell the whole story. Robert Horry has 7, more than Kobe, Shaq, or LeBron. Yet no one calls him the GOAT. Why? Because greatness isn't just about winning. It's about how you win, who you carried, and when you rose to the moment. Kobe's 5 championships weren't handed to him. He earned every one, battling injuries, playing through pain, and closing games when everything was on the line. And it wasn't just his clutch shots or killer instinct that set him apart. It was the sacrifices he made, for the team, for the legacy, and for the love of the game.
He calls me up to his office and says, Kobe, okay, I need you to dial it back. I'm like, why? Like, we're winning. I don't understand. It's because our goal is to win a championship. And we can get through the Western Conference with you playing this way. But in the East, we can dominate them inside with Shaq in the post. But if you continue to do this, we'll lose Shaq. We'll lose him.
His motivation, his excitement.
What triggers him, right? So I need you to pull back so we can pull Shaq forward for June. Wow. And I just looked at him like, this is one smart dude.
Wow, that's
yeah,
really smart.
Yeah, that's one smart dude, man.
People forget the kind of pressure Kobe faced once Shaq left. The spotlight was harsh, the critics were loud, and everyone doubted if he could win on his own. But he didn't just prove them wrong. He delivered. So before you start tossing around ring counts like they tell the full story, remember, context matters, leadership matters, legacy matters. Greatness goes way deeper than a number on a stat sheet. And that's the real gap between how fans rank players and how hoopers do. Gilbert Arenas summed it up perfectly. He wasn't born with everything. He built everything.
They challenge that. What makes Kobe special in players' mind, in a player's mind himself? We don't go by your stats. We don't go by the accolades. We go by how the person played, what was his attributes, right? So when you think about the greatest players of all time, 90, 80% of them have God gift, natural talent, ability, body. Jordan, 48-inch vertical. You got the big hand. You got LeBron. Shaquille O'Neal, then Magic 6'9" point guard with vision. Kobe, standard. If I give you every 6'6" guard in the NBA and NBA history, you would never find him. You would never find Kobe because he didn't have big hands. He wasn't quick. He wasn't fast. 38-inch vertical, that's standard. And what he did with that body, it's like you took a S500 and he was pushing it like a Bugatti. That's what we look at. We look at the normal person fighting God.
And that, right there, is the kind of greatness most players can only dream of. See, there's a quiet pattern in the NBA that rarely gets talked about, veterans constantly disrespecting the new generation. It's like some legends take it personally when young stars carve their own path, their own style, their own era. Instead of passing down wisdom, they throw shade. Instead of mentoring, they mock. Shaq's a perfect example. He didn't just clash with rivals, he made it a routine to call out younger players. Dwight Howard, one of his favorite targets. For years, Shaq took shots at him on podcasts, interviews, social media, calling him soft, questioning his toughness, never letting up. But Kobe, he was different. He embraced the next wave. He trained with Jason Tatum, gave advice to Giannis, encouraged Devin Booker, because he wanted the game to keep evolving. So maybe it's time to drop the comparisons and start showing respect. Every player has their own story, their own climb, their own legacy. And that's where real greatness lives. Not in who you copy, but in what you build.